good afternoon, everybody. My name is George Hunter from Carnot Engines, and we make the most efficient engines in the world. And we are using this to reduce the cost and emissions for heavy-duty power, the sorts of power required by the maritime sector, heavy-duty vehicles, off-grid energy, and portable generators. Now, these industries all currently have the same problem, in that they are entirely dependent on the diesel engine to provide their prime power, a technology which has experienced no major innovation in about 70 years. A diesel engine is limited to about 35% brake thermal efficiency, which limits the optimum fuel consumption it can achieve, and thus means that transitioning a diesel engine to future fuels like methanol or ammonia is simply too expensive. And then, whilst batteries and fuel cells obviously provide brilliant solutions for the lighter load, shorter range applications, they cannot economically scale to meet the demands of heavy-duty power. And so, what is it we do? Well, as I mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, at Carnot Engines, we make the most efficient engines that have ever been made. Whereas a diesel engine is about 35% efficiency, we operate at about 70% efficiency. And the only reason this matters, and the core value proposition to our customers, is if you double efficiency, you halve your fuel consumption. And for heavy-duty power, fuel is everything. If you look at the total cost of ownership models, it's the single biggest line item. And if we can cut that fuel bill in half, we deliver enormous cost savings to customers. Even better, we can use any fuel, and we can change it any time. We run our engines on hydrogen, ammonia, methanol, biofuel, biogas, LNG, HVO, diesel, and any engine can get upgraded to a different fuel anytime we want. So not only does this provide a very flexible decarbonizing solution, it also de-risks it. A customer can use a diesel engine now, half emissions overnight, and then upgrade that same engine to any other fuel opportunistically as that fuel becomes available, knowing that they can save their cost. And to give you a sense of the scale for the breakthrough of a Carnot engine versus a diesel engine, we're about to break 2 world records, and we're breaking them by quite considerable margins in our efficiency and our low fuel consumption. But this is not just a dream. We've actually had our proof of concept engine running for about 3 years, and this was the engine that ironed out the kinks. It proved the design, proved we can make it, proved that it works, patentability, all that kind of stuff. And what we have moved on to now is effectively our first product. This is a 50 kilowatt single cylinder engine, ideal for things like generators, hybridized power, range extenders, things like this. And this is the engine that will be breaking the world record efficiency targets, also validating the multi-fuel capability and of course the durability, and critically delivering a whole range of customer field trials. This includes most notably the UK's first hydrogen auxiliary engine sea trials, which we're delivering in a couple of months, going from Bristol to Belfast and back, proving that you can use hydrogen engines at sea for specific applications. So basically, having proven the tech and now taking it out of the lab and into the field trials, our next big problem and the next fun job is obviously scaling. And so we've raised about 17 million to date. As of last week as well, rather excited to announce, we raised another 800,000 grant from the UK government to scale our technology into the maritime sector for the larger engines. And also, we're in the final phase for a big US Air Force grant providing flexible power. But what we want at the moment is an extra £2 million, so we can basically cut a year out of our timelines. We need to bring that production time forward so we can to produce our first 50 kilowatt engines before we then do a proper Series A sort of sometime probably early next year, which will be a £15 million, which will be when we're already revenue generating TRL9 engines in the market. Before then sequentially bringing our 200 and our 500 kilowatt engines to market in the following years, but ultimately we can do everything up to the low megawatts. We've got a world-class team. Archie actually is he's developing aircraft engines with Rolls-Royce for 10, 15 years. Archie Francis is a quantum physicist. And it was these three at the top that came up with this idea, going back to the fundamentals of thermodynamics in a pub in London. The rest of our team all come from basically Formula One backgrounds, from a world-class engineering pedigree. And this is the team, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to take Carnot to be the world-leading manufacturer of low-cost, decarbonized heavy-duty power. So thanks for your time. Appreciate it.